Well, Tom, Scott Bamforth's Weber State career will come to an end in the next couple of weeks, and it has been a good one, too. In only 3 seasons in Ogden, he's become the 3rd best three-point shooter in school history. Damian Lillard, of course, is #1, but it hasn't all been easy. Bamforth's world nearly came crashing down the day before the first game of his junior season, November of 2011, when his wife Kendra went into labor with their first son, and the news, not good. That's where we pick up my conversation with Weber State senior Scott Bamforth.
They put her in the bed and laid her down and did some tests and stuff, and then we were just sitting there, and all of a sudden the doctor came in and said, we need to have the baby right now. So it was kind of crazy. I mean, I was excited at first. Like, I was just excited. You know, I've never had a kid, so I just thought it was normal. Like, yeah, we're gonna have my son right now, I'm happy. And but she started crying because she obviously knew something was wrong. I didn't really think too much about it, but then when the doctor told me what it was pretty scary. It was something called preeclampsia. I guess a lot of girls go through that, or having a baby, and so it was something where we had to get the baby out immediately, or my wife's life was in danger and my son's life was in danger if we didn't get the baby out. We just had an emergency C-section, and she went on the table, and they put her out. They had to put her to sleep, and then I got to see my son. And when I seen my son for the very first time, he was crying like a little baby, and then all of a sudden he stopped breathing. Yeah, and so he started turning bright blue, and I can just see, I just felt it in the room, like the doctor started to panic a little bit. And so it was like a weird feeling. I didn't know what was going on, and all of a sudden they kicked me out of the room and said, you have to get out, and I didn't want to leave. So I started like arguing with them, like I'm not leaving. And so I sat in the hall for about 15 minutes, and I called my best friend, and we just talked. And at that time, I didn't know what was going on. I thought really like my wife and my son were gonna die. Like I didn't know what was going on. But I just talked with my best friend. He was in Germany playing basketball at the time. He didn't know what to do. He was panicking on the phone. It was probably the worst 15 minutes of my life. It really was. I didn't know.
While alone in that hallway, memories of another heartbreak, of losing both of his parents just a few years earlier, came flooding in.
My 8th grade year, going into my 9th grade year, I lost my dad. And then my sophomore year, I lost my mom.
Did you go back and say, man, I lost my mom and lost my dad. Why is this happening to me again?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was talking to my best friend, Lamar, on the phone. And I remember just telling him, like, I can't take it no more. Because, you know, it's going through your mind of all the stuff you've been through, and you figure that's over. You've overcame that. Now you're going to have a wife and a son, and now you're about to lose them. And so in my mind, so much stuff was going on. I couldn't believe it. Like, I just really couldn't believe that could happen to me. You know what I mean?
So you had a game the next day. You had to leave your wife and your son, probably not knowing if you would see him again.
Yeah.
And you went and played.
Yep.
During that time, you hit your first 10 three-pointers of the season. And then you scored a career-high 28 points, 7 for 10 against Utah State. How did you do that with all that was going on?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't sleep for days. I mean, in that whole week, 2 weeks, I probably slept 10, 15 hours. I stayed up all night. I was with my son and wife. I don't know. I prayed a lot, and I felt like it was just, you know, the Lord getting me through it. I mean, I really prayed every day, every minute I could, and I didn't really think too much about it. I think at that time I used basketball as an escape. You know, where that was my happy time.
I know you said basketball was your break from, you know, the tragedy and the possible tragedy that you were going through with your wife and son. Did you ever think about, you know what, I got to give up basketball?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know at that point. I mean, for those 15 minutes when I was talking to my best friend on the phone, I mean, he felt it in me. I remember just telling him, like, I can't do it no more. Like, that was like the end of all the pain that I went through. Like, if that really happened, I lost both of them, I don't know what I would have done.
You're stronger now?
Yeah, definitely. Ooh. Get up.
Well, after that tough time a year and a half ago, this is what it's all about. He survived. Your wife, Kendra,
year survived as well, and that tough time and pain, look what you've got to show for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
He's the happiest baby. He is so funny. He's so outgoing. I mean, any of the Weber games, anyone will tell you, he'll watch every game and clap. And he's even on sync now, you know, like with the whole crowd. So he's a great little guy, a tough little guy. My favorite thing was when we first had him and Scott came and told everything that happened, because Kingston's in the NICU and I'm in my room. I was just telling him I'm so sorry that it all went down the way it did, and he told me he was so thankful that he saw Kingston at his lowest point when he had kind of, you know, went blue and kind of died before they got him back, because everything that he'll do in life from here on out will just be bigger and bigger accomplishments and better.
Like I said before, a lot of people have been through worse things, so I think I'm feeling just blessed to have him and her and my family, and I'm just really blessed to have them. So with him every day, he learns something new, and so we're excited. We're excited about where our life's taking us, and we're just having fun. So.
Well, their son Kingston is nearly 16 months old now. He's healthy and happy, and Scott plans on playing professionally in Europe. And his wife Kendra, she's a meteorologist, so Tom, we're trying to get Eubank to give her a job.